super nice family, 3 kids, never saw any issues. They were both very friendly.
They were just nice neighbors.
This story is out of Philadelphia, Andorra, Philadelphia to be exact. Andorra is like Philly's quiet cousin who minds their business, right? Waters their lawn and hardly ever makes the news. And that's the appeal about Andorra. It's got trees, trails, and just enough distance from the city center to pretend like it's the suburbs. It's peaceful there. But just before 7 a.m. on Wednesday, March 19th, police responded to a report of someone screaming on the 800 block of Bells Mill Road. Now, arriving officers found a victim lying on a plastic sheet parked between 2 cars with a gun on his chest. That man was later identified as 38-year-old Jordan Baxter. He was dead, shot once in the back of the head. They also found a blood-soaked mattress inside the house. And listen, the cops didn't need to connect many dots, okay? They arrested his wife, 39-year-old Danielle Baxter, the very next day. She was charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and possession of an instrument of crime. But let's rewind 5 days. March 14th, Danielle posts this on Facebook. These females out here be plotting on your marriage and waiting for your downfall so they can come right on in. And these men let them. Now let's stop right there, okay? In 2025, this kind of post doesn't even raise alarms. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It just blends right on in. Social media has become a gallery of unprocessed pain, and we scroll through these red flags like they're entertainment. But that post was not just shade. That's pain, that's, distrust. That's someone who feels under siege, not just in her relationship, but in her identity as a wife, a woman, a mother. Truth is, she didn't tag who she was talking to, right? She didn't name names, but we now know who the target was. And how many people saw that post and kept scrolling? What was going on inside that house before the shot? You don't kill someone you're happy with. You don't wrap someone in plastic if you had any emotional connection left. That's not a heat of the moment crime. That's cold detachment. That's someone who made a decision, right? Now, we don't know what pushed her there. Not yet. Police haven't officially given a motive. But we got questions. Was it the betrayal? Was it mental illness? I don't know. Because Danielle lost her twin sister 2 years ago. Was she silently spiraling while everyone was telling her she's strong? She's got it handled. Did people check up on her? Did they make sure she was okay? Did her husband check up on her during this fragile time in her life? And what about him? Was he emotionally unavailable, abusive, checked all the way out? We just don't know, right? But here's the thing. Someone did. Someone saw something, heard something, caught a vibe. They always do. But we ignore those things because they're uncomfortable, because we're taught to mind our business, because we don't want to get involved, right? Look, Jordan Baxter wasn't a celebrity. He was a working man. Septic rail engineer, that's a grind. That's a hard job. Long hours, heavy responsibility, takes discipline, right? You don't just clock in for that type of work unless you're serious about providing, because that's hard work. And now Jordan is a headline, a victim. He's also a father of 3. Now let that sink in. 3 kids woke up that day with 2 parents and went to bed with none. Because that's what murder does. It doesn't just end one life, right? It shatters a web of lives. Everyone in proximity gets hit with the shrapnel. Now, Jordan won't get a chance to explain his side, okay? He won't get to fight for custody, for peace, or even for closure. What we have is an accusation and a death, and 3 kids who've lost both their parents in one single night. Let's zoom out. Truth is, we are living in a culture where people are barely holding it together, where therapy is expensive, mental health is a punchline or a buzzword, and relationships are performative, right? Social media is where people go to bleed publicly and hope someone, anyone, will ask if they're okay. but we don't ask. We scroll, we laugh, we judge. Meanwhile, people are out here living with rage, anxiety, resentment, and no one's helping them regulate it. Add kids, add bills, add a crumbling marriage, and now you're not even dealing with humans anymore. You're dealing with people in survival mode, and survival mode has no room for empathy. Look, we act shocked when people explode, but we build the pressure cookers. We glamorize relationships and marriages, but we don't teach communication. We ignore red flags. We dismiss emotional labor. We hide suffering behind filters and quotes and curated feeds, and then when someone loses it, we act like it came out of nowhere. It did not. Now let's talk about the kids again, because they're the only ones left who have no say, no voice, no defense. They'll have to rewrite every bedtime story, every memory, every moment. These kids won't get closure. They'll get whispers, side eyes at school, and a lifetime of unanswered questions. That's the deepest tragedy here. The legacy of confusion that these kids will carry into relationships, into adulthood. That's the real fallout. Y'all, this is a sad story. You got 12 years of marriage, 3 children, and now a family that is permanently shattered. Ladies, please hear me when I say this, okay? Don't love someone more than you love yourself. Don't lose you in the process of trying to keep them, okay? From the outside looking in, it was clear Danielle suspected her husband was being unfaithful. And instead of walking away, instead of choosing peace, she chose to take his life. Y'all, the cracks were there. They definitely were there. In a post from December 2004, Danielle wrote, "It's the morning text for me. Who's getting my residuals?" That's telling. But it appears that Danielle had hopes for 2025. In January, she wrote, "Looking back on life, my past doesn't define me. Who I am today will. 2025 will be a great year for me." She was trying to be optimistic. I guess things were looking better for her in her marriage. But then something else happened. And on March 5th, she wrote, "I will be his peace if he's mine." That post was before her final post and the incident that changed so many lives. And the thing is, she just didn't take his life. She took her own and her baby's too. Not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Their whole world collapsed in one violent moment. And look, I hate seeing men and women crash out like this. Over love, over betrayal, over egos, over pain that could have been released instead of acted on. There are billions of people on this planet, and I promise you, there is someone else out there that is made just for you. I promise. You had a million options and you chose to throw everything away. Girl, you left your babies defenseless and at the kindness and mercy of strangers. And yeah, while there still may be cousins, aunties, uncles, maybe even grandparents still here, let's be real. Nothing replaces a mother's love. Nothing compares to that protection, that care, that presence of a mother, right? Now, Danielle is in custody now. And yes, she is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's just how the system works. But if she's convicted, she's gone for a long time. And Jordan's never coming home. So you didn't win. You still don't have him. And now nobody does. Y'all, this is sad. Okay? Listen, if that man or woman wants to go off and be with somebody else, let them. Choose yourself. Choose healing. Choose to walk away. Now, what y'all think about this? This is a sad story. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.